Clint Eastwood watched in disbelief as a disabled man was mocked and pushed aside by a growing crowd, their cruel laughter echoing down the street like a storm of disrespect. Most people turned their heads, pretending not to see, but Clint's eyes burned with something fiercer: justice. Without a single word of hesitation, he stepped right into the chaos, his calm voice slicing through the noise as he confronted the bullies. But what happened next was far more than anyone expected. Clint didn't just defend the man physically. He unleashed a powerful truth that ripped through the crowd's cruelty like thunder, exposing the ugly attitudes hiding beneath polite society. As the silence fell heavy, faces flushed with shame, Clint's words forced everyone to rethink how they treat the vulnerable around them. This moment was more than a stand against bullying. It was a seismic shift in how the community saw strength, compassion, and humanity itself. Nobody walked away the same, and what Clint revealed next would echo far beyond that street, shaking the very foundation of what respect really means. As the crowd stood frozen, Clint Eastwood's words hung in the air like a challenge nobody could ignore. The disabled man, once trembling with fear and shame, began to stand taller, drawing strength from Clint's fierce defense. But just as the tension seemed to settle, a surprising figure stepped forward. A local official known for turning a blind eye to injustice. The official's sudden arrival threatened to turn this moment into a heated showdown that no one saw coming. Clint didn't back down. Instead, he confronted the official with sharp, undeniable truths about the community's failures, calling out corruption and neglect that had allowed cruelty to fester unchecked. The crowd watched, torn between shock and admiration, as Clint's calm yet fiery words exposed a system that had long ignored the vulnerable. But the biggest surprise was yet to come. A secret the disabled man carried with him, one that linked directly to the official and threatened to upend everything they thought they knew. The tension skyrocketed as whispers spread, and the entire scene held its breath. What was this secret? How would it change the battle for justice? The secret the disabled man carried wasn't just a personal burden. It was a bombshell that could shake the entire community to its core. As murmurs spread through the crowd, Clint Eastwood's piercing gaze never wavered, signaling that this fight was far from over. The man revealed that the official, who had appeared so confident and untouchable, was deeply involved in covering up scandals that directly harmed vulnerable people like himself. Evidence, hidden for years, was about to be exposed right there, in front of everyone. The crowd's shock turned into a mix of disbelief and anger as Clint calmly laid out the facts, piece by piece, exposing a web of lies and corruption that had been allowed to thrive in the shadows. The atmosphere shifted, from silence to uproar, with voices rising demanding accountability. But amidst the chaos, Clint's presence remained a steady beacon, reminding everyone that true justice wasn't just about anger. It was about courage, truth, and the strength to rebuild what had been broken. Just when it seemed the story couldn't get more intense, an unexpected ally stepped forward. Someone nobody expected, ready to stand with Clint and the disabled man in a fight that was bigger than any one person. Who was this ally, and what did they bring to the table? The unexpected ally who stepped forward was someone everyone thought had turned their back on the community, a once powerful businesswoman known for her ruthless deals and cold heart. But today, standing beside Clint and the disabled man, she revealed a side no one had ever seen. Vulnerability mixed with fierce determination to make things right. She shared her own story of loss and regret, explaining how the corruption they uncovered had hurt her family too, and how she had finally decided to use her influence for justice instead of greed. This shocking alliance shook the community to its core, turning enemies into partners and skeptics into believers. Together, they promised to fight not just for the disabled man but for every unheard voice crushed by the system. As the crowd began to rally, the official who once seemed untouchable realized his grip was slipping fast. The battle lines were drawn, and the fight for truth had only just begun. What would happen next in this powerful fight for justice? The showdown escalated quickly as Clint Eastwood, the disabled man, and the unexpected ally confronted the corrupt official right in front of the entire community. Emotions ran high, anger, fear, and hope all tangled together as Clint's voice rose, cutting through the tension with undeniable force. He didn't just accuse. He laid out hard evidence, documents, and testimonies that left the official speechless and the crowd roaring for justice. Suddenly, the official tried to turn the tables with a desperate lie, but Clint's piercing stare stopped him cold. In that electric moment, the crowd's silence turned into a thunderous roar of support for Clint and the truth. But just when victory seemed within reach, the official pulled one last shocking move, a secret alliance that threatened to undo everything they had fought for. The crowd gasped, unsure if Clint and his team could survive this final blow. What was this new threat? Could Clint and the community hold strong? As the official revealed his last desperate move, a powerful backer with ties to shadowy forces, the tension thickened like a storm about to break. But Clint Eastwood wasn't about to back down. With unwavering calm, he called on the community to stand united, reminding them that real strength lies in togetherness, not fear. Slowly, the crowd began to rally, their voices rising as one against the corruption that had long held them captive. The unexpected ally stepped forward again, using her influence to expose the backer's dark connections to the media and law enforcement. The truth spread like wildfire, forcing the official to resign in disgrace, stripped of power and respect. The disabled man, once silenced and humiliated, now stood proudly as a symbol of resilience and hope. Clint's quiet courage had ignited a movement, one that reminded everyone watching that even in the darkest moments humanity and justice could prevail. As the crowd dispersed, whispers of change filled the air, leaving no doubt this was only the beginning. What would you do if you saw injustice? Share your thoughts below and don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories that inspire.